Billionaire Luxury Lifestyle. Becoming a billionaire is no small feat. Developing the right mindset and equipping yourself with the right skills takes a tremendous amount of effort and energy. Billionaires like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Mark Zuckerberg had to do everything from sacrificing family time to sleeping in their factory. Some of them had to drop low to fly high. But that's what it takes to hit that billionaire milestone, a constant hustle. After all, there's a reason why only 0.00003% from the entire population become successful billionaires. In today's video, we are going to show you how you can also become a part of that 0.00003% with a few motivational tips and tricks. Before that, make sure that you subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification for future videos. And without any further ado, let's dive into a billionaire luxury lifestyle. 1. Get an early start. An entrepreneurial gene that runs through every billionaire is starting super early. Not everyone has a rich father to just hand them $100 million. If you want that sort of money, you'll have to get it for yourself. And for that, you need to start out early. If you're a teenager, this is your prime time to start analyzing the market trends, studying the stocks, reading up on success stories, and so on. If you're older than that, you need to catch up. Because becoming a billionaire is something that should be initiated sooner rather than later in life. Warren Buffett sold his first stock at the age of 11, while Elon Musk sold his first computer game when he was 12. Richard Branson was 16 when he first started his business. Are you seeing the pattern here? If you start when you're 15, you'll need roughly 7 years to mature your company. By the time you're 22, you'll be well established and money will come easily to you. So don't squander this valuable time you have. Start out as early as possible so you can become a billionaire in just your 20s. 2. Dream big. Obsess over your success by dreaming big. And by big, I mean completely off the charts and out of the world big. Because how else do you think that Bill Gates realized that personal computers could revolutionize business, education, communications, and entertainment? He dreamed it, and that's how Microsoft was founded. Billionaires dream about what can be, and then make it come true. So you have to think about all the fantastical, amazing, and unique things that you can share with the world. Dream about changing lives and growing one of the most successful businesses in the world. Then make sure it happens with hard work and devotion. As Tesla and SpaceX founder Elon Musk said, there have to be reasons that you get up in the morning and you want to live. Why do you want to live? What's the point? What inspires you? 3. Be committed to success. Forget passion. Real success comes from obsession. That is tried and applied. Success is something that you have to constantly think about and work towards. It isn't something you just fantasize about in a passing thought. Don't think you can do that? Well, take this example. Bill Gates never took a day off during his 20s when he was working on building Microsoft from scratch. This obsession came from him being 100% committed to his successful future. You have to obsess over your dreams until they come to life. Mark Cuban once said, "Don't start a company unless it's an obsession and something you love. If you have an exit strategy, it's not an obsession." Mark didn't even read a fiction book for a long time and went 7 years without any holidays during his work. Talk about a workaholic. So you need to turn your passion into an obsession to get where men like Mark Cuban and Bill Gates are. 4. Keep educating yourself every single day. You can't hope to become a billionaire without educating yourself constantly. Now, I don't mean that you have to study textbooks all the time. What you need to do is read up on successful people, analyze case studies, watch documentaries and interviews. Try to emulate those successful entrepreneurs and CEOs. Invest in yourself by reading books on self-help, self-discipline, self-motivation, as well as how to manage time in crisis situations. Gain an understanding of money, market, and mastery over both. Learn how to communicate effectively and handle anything thrown at you. So what are you waiting for? Gear yourself up and start investing in yourself, because that is an investment for your billionaire future. 5. Don't be afraid to fail. No one wants to fail, but it is an inevitable part of your journey. Even if you fall, get up quickly. Resilience is the key. You have to realize early on that becoming a self-made billionaire is not a breeze. There are pitfalls and mistakes you have to maneuver around. You might have to take a risk for something that could be your magnum opus. Because trust me, the payoff is always worth it. Why not consider these examples before you start shaking your head in denial of failure? The first store Sam Walton opened in Arkansas went broke. Apple's Newton platform was a colossal failure, but that failure led to the making of the iPad and iPhone. Steve Jobs lost his position in Apple when Apple's Lisa computer flopped. But did these failures stop any of them from achieving great things? Never. Some of your ideas might not pay off, but the next one might be your success story. You can never afford to quit or resign. Giving up is never an option. So face those challenges head-on by learning, adapting, and overcoming. 6. Reinvention is the key. So you want to follow your role model. You're always reading their success story before going to bed, and all you want to do is follow in their footsteps. Because they are such an inspiration to you. But this is where you need to stop and think. Do you just want to copy someone's career and product, or do you want to bring something new to the market? That's how the greatest billionaires succeed. They thought of all the things that the world is missing out on, and they innovated. So you have to internalize those great ideas and concepts from the successful billionaires you look up to, and then take a risk by going in another direction. Learn from them and their products, but do something that's completely yours. Or give an already existing product a completely new, original, and creative spin that has never been seen before. Reinvent, reinvent, and reinvent some more. 7. Build a trustworthy team. Literally, no one has ever achieved billionaire status alone. We may talk about being a self-made billionaire, but behind every one of them is a trustworthy team of partners, advisors, and confidants. Everyone needs someone to help them along the way, because let's face it, earning billionaires from scratch is backbreaking work. Bill Gates had Paul Allen and Steve Ballmer beside him when he was working on Microsoft. I mean, the great Bill Gates himself. So don't assume that you can do everything alone. It just isn't feasible. Build up a team of trusted confidants who can act as your sounding board, who can give you criticism when you need it, who can act as the scout to your wagon master to ensure that no important detail is overlooked or missed. So as an aspiring billionaire, you need to assemble a team of smart, diligent people who will keep you focused, grounded, and productive 24/7. Create a strong, trustworthy team you can rely on when you are worried about a business prospect or a falling stock. You'll be better off for it. 8. Always invest. It seems kind of obvious. I mean, look at Elon Musk. The man has most of his wealth tied to Tesla's stocks. It doesn't hurt that he's also the richest man on earth. If that isn't a strong sign that you should invest, I don't know what is. When you're finally rolling in the big bucks and have a lot of shares in the company, don't just stop there. Because the road to becoming a billionaire is a long one, and it just gets more lucrative with every step. What you need to do is take your money out and secure it by investing in what you understand. Follow in the footsteps of billionaires like Warren Buffett, who is very smart with his investments. Buy stocks, real estate, art pieces, and shares in big companies. Never stop securing your wealth and diversifying. Use those huge investments to start a charity foundation or invest in the research of the century. You can even invest in telecommunications, steel, and energy. By the time you've made multiple investments, you're not even going to know what to do with all the capital. So invest where you feel passionate about, and don't stop there. Keep going. 9. Don't think you know it all. As I mentioned before, being a billionaire or wanting to be one requires constantly educating yourself. But after you've done that, Don't assume that you know everything about the business world. The second you do that, you stop growing and flourishing. If you presume to think that you know it all, you destroy that potential for becoming a great billionaire. You have to be open-minded and inquisitive, especially if you want to be an innovator. Don't box your mind in by thinking that it has all the knowledge it needs to earn those billions. Keep learning more, keep asking questions, and seek knowledge. Banish the idea of being all-knowing because that's a hindrance to development. This will allow you to see details you've never noticed before, to look at an idea from a completely different perspective, or even see the potential for profit where no one else sees it. There's a limit to human intelligence and rationale, so be humble about your knowledge. Don't be an insufferable know-it-all. 10. Never forget your customer. Being a billionaire shouldn't be just about serving yourself. Make sure you don't fall into that trap of selfish materialism where personal interests are more important than the consumers you're making your products for. Always make sure that you never forget your customers and their needs. Turn their satisfaction into your #1 priority. Here's something to really hammer that in. Forbes contributor Jeffrey Dorman noted that 75% of the world's billionaires made their money by selling something that their customers wanted, right down to every nitty-gritty detailing. The customers were happy, so of course, the billionaires reaped that customer gratification. When your customers are satisfied with your products, it's a win-win situation. Always think for your customers' comfort and satisfaction, because that makes for a stellar reputation and glowing reviews. And that's just one step closer to becoming a billionaire, right? 11. Always pay attention to details. According to Harvey S. Firestone, the founder of the Firestone Tire and Rubber Company, success is the sum of details. And that makes sense. You can't achieve great things by ignoring small things. If you overlook the tiny detail, it might cost you your company. No small detail is small enough to overlook. While looking at the bigger picture, some people miss out on some essential details that come back to bite them in the neck. So be attentive, alert, and careful when it comes to the nitty-gritty. In fact, Steve Jobs once called a Google executive on a Sunday morning to tell him that he was not satisfied with the color of the Google logo as it appeared on the iPhone. Such a seemingly unremarkable detail, but if Steve Jobs doesn't ignore something like the color of the logo, you shouldn't either. 12. Make an impact. Last but not the least, make an impact. That's right. Why be just another name on the Forbes list? Stand out by coming up with something so spectacular that it will make the big giants in the market size you up as worthy competition. You have to reinvent, renovate, and remodel in order to make yourself seen, heard, and felt across the business industry. Make huge waves and set a precedent. In order to rise above big names, make an impact on the world. That's how billionaires before you made history, and how you will also do the same. And that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit the like button and drop a comment. Till the next video, peace out.